have the Grammarian report from Beth.
I only spoke about the word of the day, but in the meantime, I've been counting your ums and filler words, etc. Mary Alice, you had a nearly perfect Toastmaster presentation with just 2 ahs, and it was great to listen to you. The theme I would propose is that my report is about pace. Your pace is so great, it's slow and clear, and so those 2 ahs really were barely noticeable. Rob, you had 1 ah, and I think you were a little thrown off, because most of these ahs, and ah was the most favorite word of the day, they came toward the end when people were feeling rushed. Rob, you used refresh. Dinesh, you used it twice, and you had several ahs and ahs, and some of them were just vocalization of breath. They weren't really pausing or fillers. It was as though you were just breathing out loud. That was your but then you had an which was a filler. There was a different type of and Lindsay, you said you know, but you didn't have any ahs and ums, and although some said you went quickly, you were in control of your pace, so you were very measured. Robbie, you had 4 ahs, and you also used filler words like, which is so popular today, and you know. You didn't use the word refresh, but you informed and refreshed us on the history and presence of trade wars, so thank you for that. John, Fantasia, you used the word of the day. You had 6 ahs and ums. Al, you at one time with grammar, you said like I say instead of like I said, and it was rushed. When you were referring back to something that you said like I say. Also, you had a couple of ums, but as you were thinking quickly and speaking before you were done, you would repeat words. But I think, would have, that type of thing, from, and you don't stutter. So I think it was just being rushed.
So should I just slow down?
Slow down. That's what I really heard, that everybody was just going a little too quickly. And table topics, basically the same. I've run out of time. So that's that.
Now, Harvey will do the timer report.
Okay, first of all, I don't like doing the time report. I get distracted listening to folks.
Just give us a once-went over.
It's interesting, and then I find I put up a card late or something. So, but I'm very appreciative of Rob, who shadowed me here and helped me get through this. I had a little trouble because the time on the sheets were different than the time on the cards, so I was going a little rattled by that. But running over, Rob ran over at 21 seconds, but largely because I had the cards. Rob, thought joke, ran over by 11 seconds. Lindsay, you were over by 13 seconds, which is minor. And on the second speech, Robbie, you were over quite a bit, 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Otherwise, everyone else was pretty good. I thought that, and the Grammarian report, you were over about 39 seconds. Thank you.
It's time for the general evaluation by John Stanton. John told me, my favorite memory is a cruise we took in 2012 when we toured the amazing, beautiful cities of Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Berlin, Helsinki, Estonia, and the highlight of the trip, St. Petersburg. I would like to say it was the trip of a lifetime, but I'd like to do it again.
Well, job well done. I think overall this meeting was excellent. The meeting started on time, which is not a minor point to point out. Brendan, you do a nice job filling in for Peter. You, Sergeant of Arms, you remind us some of the rules, which you should do, and then you guided us right into the meeting. Overall, a couple of participants had to have the stop now card and remind everybody that we're here to try and improve our public speaking within the time constraints. So when we see the stop now, we stop now. It's going to help us be better speakers. As part of the general evaluation, I go through some of each of the participants. So I pointed out just a few. Mary Alice, always refreshing to have you as Toastmaster and behind the podium in front of us. You have a nice flow. You just have a nice way of really connecting all of this. It was really a pleasure to have you as Toastmaster. Dinesh, you are developing a comfort up here that I find noticeable. You alluded to Mary Alice's Puritan message, which means that you were listening to her and that you were able to actually bring that up when you got up in front of us, which I think is a talent, because I'm a newbie. I get up here and I freeze. So being able to recognize, I'm repeating myself, Harvey, to listen and to bring it out later, I think is a talent. So I give you a lot of credit on that. Al, you had a great audible on the objectives. The objectives of a speech is supposed to be part of the speech, and you didn't have the objectives, but you went into, you explained to us how you were going to how you were going to rate Ravi on that with the pathways. I thought that was very good. Mahesh, I think the topics that you picked with the vacations were excellent. It allowed us to kind of put a personal touch to each of us. I mean, we get together each week, and it's nice to know that we all have personal lives, and then we have other things outside interests other than coming in here and trying to be better speakers. So I thought that your topics were right on point. The last part of my GE is to evaluate the evaluators. John, I think you did a really good job evaluating Lindsay. You were constructive. You knew the time of her past speech, and you knew the time of the current speech, which I think was helpful to her. I thought you were right on, Lindsay. You knew the subject very well. One of your objectives was to slow down, and he told you to slow down in a very kind manner. So. One of the other objectives, I think, that I picked out on Lindsay, you said you wanted to be more scholarly, and I think that you did that. I heard your first speech. I think that you had more examples this time. I heard the Simon and Garfunkel reference, the 50s and 60s and the Decemberists. This, I don't know if it was in your first speech, but no, I picked up on that. I think that you did an awesome job on that. I love the word cultural currency. You've used it twice. Makes you think. You did say you did end your speech with thank you. We don't end our speeches with thank you. The audience thanks us for sharing our thoughts with them. So, and actually, Dinesh, you said thank you too. So, but the last one was Ravi. Ravi, as the newer evaluator, I looked at your speech and I thought it was awesome. You had a very clear objective. You had a very clear opening. The body, I thought, was well constructed. I do follow trade wars, just as part of my business and whatnot. I thought I was able to really connect with that. I thought you had a great ending. It was a call to action. But then I thought the dynamics of what Al brought to you were good, because Al is a seasoned Toastmaster. You are too. And I think Al was correct. If you picked a narrower topic, you really could have killed it with something that you could have gotten done in 5 to 7 minutes. So.
Now is the time for the upcoming schedule.
I agree with whoever said this was a very refreshing meeting.